Hey guys, how you going? This is Sam Jones here, exercise physiologist, and I thought I'd go through something that I've noticed a lot on some Reddit forums and also some health groups, and what I've noticed people asking questions about and discussing their problems at the moment. And I thought I'd just give a bit of an insight as to how it sort of works from my perspective and what I've learned from research and what I've also learned from with my clients that I've worked with. And people that I've helped out in the past. So what I've seen is that people saying, I'm not losing weight fast enough. Is it me? Well, it actually isn't you. It's your body trying to readjust to its natural homeostatic level. So what I mean by that is just think of your lifestyle the past 2 to 3 years. Okay, so think about what you've been doing. Just say you're an office worker or you've got kids, you haven't got a lot of time on your hands, you enjoy social life as well, and you enjoy eating out, whatever it might be, and you haven't really exercised, you haven't eaten the appropriate foods, you've probably been binge eating a little bit as well, your sleep hasn't been there, you've been stressed with maybe deadlines at work or other commitments in your life, and it just, if you think of it like that, your body has now adjusted to that particular lifestyle. So certain hormones have increased, which have caused you to gain weight as well, and other hormones haven't allowed you to lose the weight. Now, if we think of it like, okay, if my starting weight is 100 kilos, so just say I'm at 100 kilos, and my goal weight is 80 kilos. Okay, so if we're just going to go like this, we go 4 weeks, we'll say that's 4 weeks, 8 weeks, this is a guide, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, and then 5 months, which is 20 weeks. Okay, so my goal is to get to 80 kilos and I want to do it fast. So how do I do it fast? Well, I mean, radically, you could just go on a very low calorie diet and just not eat anything whatsoever, and then you can lose the weight. But what's going to happen is your body's going to adjust and it's going to try and preserve your body mass, what you've had in the past. You got that 2 to 3 years of bad lifestyle, and it's going to try to bring the weight back on. So this is probably what's happened or may have happened. So you're here within the first few weeks. So we'll say that's 95 kilos here as well. That's 90 kilos. Within the first few weeks, you're like, I've shot down. So within the first month, you've lost all this weight. Okay, all that weight's come off. You're thinking, fantastic, this is great. I'm feeling really good. I've got all this energy. And then what's happened after that is that this is what tends to happen. The body then starts to adjust to a new lifestyle and it then starts to decrease it slowly. So we'll just bring that to the 8-week mark, like so. So now we're not losing as much weight. Okay, the motivation starts to come down a bit, and because you're not seeing the numbers, the results quick enough, you're thinking, okay, this isn't for me. This isn't working for me. I'm not doing this right. It must be me. And then what tends to happen around this point here? Well, it's when we go back to what we were doing 2 to 3 years earlier, pretty much, okay? It's all those bad habits. It's the eating out, for example. It's the late nights. It's your lack of sleep. It's the poor eating, poor eating, and exercise goes down. Okay? So exercise decreases as well. So now what's going to happen is the body's is going to shoot the weight back up again. That's what I've seen happen with a lot of people as well. Okay? So at these particular points, it's very important to now adjust certain things. So you're going to adjust, okay, what can I do at this point? If I'm not losing as much weight, what can I do? Well, basically, you want to try and change the amount of exercise you're doing. So maybe you're only doing 2 to 3 days a week of exercise. Maybe I want to do 4 or 5 days of a work of exercise. I want to increase my metabolic rate. I want to increase the amount of exercise I'm doing, so that way I'm burning more energy, not only when I'm exercising, but also at rest. The more muscle mass you have, the more energy you will burn at rest. So now your weight's going to drop again a little bit more, okay? A little bit more. And then it starts to plateau again. So try to maintain a new homeostatic level, okay? Now you have to, so after 12 weeks, I've dropped maybe 13 kilos, but I haven't at this point lost my motivation. It's not me, it's your body just trying to adjust to its new lifestyle, okay? So you have to change something else. So that might be with your food. You might look at your food and go, okay, I'm eating out 2 times a week still. What if I just not eat out at all? So I don't eat out. I don't have my burgers. I don't have like a cheat day or whatever, anything like that. I just eat real clean food. I'm starting to eat a lot more vegetables, and now your body's going to adjust again. And it's going to plateau again. So what do I do at this point? Well, you have to adjust something else. You might look at, okay, maybe my sleep isn't very good. Maybe I'm only sleeping 6 hours. the less sleep you have, the more insulin is released. The less sleep you have, more insulin is released, which causes you to maintain your weight. Okay, so maybe I need to change my sleep. Something needs to happen here. You need to adjust your lifestyle. And then I'm going to drop and then the weight just now starts to keep coming off. And by the end of, say, the 5th or the 6th month, you will have lost that weight or close to that weight. But it happens at different points. You're going to go through peaks and troughs, and you're going to plateau. So it's very important that you actually try to focus on good eating, good habits, because your body is going to adjust to its previous homeostatic level, which was the poor eating, the poor diet, the poor exercise, not enough exercise, the poor sleep, the poor habits, the stress out of the mind, out of your mind, all these types of things. Okay, the body is a reflection of your lifestyle, what's going on around it. Okay. So I hope that helps. I hope you don't get discouraged if you're not losing weight fast enough. Just remember, you're going to lose weight very, very quickly. But then when you start to plateau, don't be discouraged. Don't lose that motivation. Focus on things in your life so that you can adjust. You're thinking, okay, think about the previous week. You're like, oh, did I do much exercise? Well, I didn't. We'll get back to your exercise, okay? These are things here that you really have to highlight. You have to look at yourself and go, what can I do differently, okay? And just because it doesn't work the first time doesn't mean that you don't persist with it, because you might change something and nothing might happen, but then all of a sudden it goes down, okay? It does take time, and you have to be patient with it, okay? Patience is the key. Patience, persistence, okay, and perseverance. Can't even fit that in. Perseverance. So there you go, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment in the section below. Please feel free to critique it, have feedback, whatever you want to put in. And also, if you guys require any more further assistance, please check out my Facebook channel, which is Sam Jones, the Health Coach. On Facebook, I have a lot of information there. I'm also running a 30-day program there, which you might be interested to get your exercise in shape, which is what I try to focus on the most, with good eating, of course.